once again, welcome. I'm Love Coach Scott Catamas, and along with my partners Debra, Gusti, Kenny Kaufman, we have a wonderful, wonderful show for you tonight. It's going to be all about this extraordinary theme of unity. This is Worldwide Unity Week. It's actually kicking off tonight, and our show is a big part of the kickoff. And so we've brought in some of our favorite speakers, musicians, and we're going to show some videos, really talking about this incredible opportunity as so many of us all around the world are tuning in to unity. I also want to acknowledge that we have some really wonderful sponsors and partners that we work with. One of the partners you're going to be hearing from is Earth Dance. And I'm going to pop on the screen for a moment their visual. We've got a person from Earth Dance who's going to come on and share with us all about this incredible festival that's happening tomorrow, 12 noon. So we're going to hear about Earth Dance. I also want to acknowledge Awake TV, one of our partners that's rebroadcasting this, and we'll be carrying all of our shows in a special place so you can go back and watch all the Saturday Night Live shows on Awake TV. We're also broadcasting live on New Realities TV, and we just appreciate all of our streaming partners, including Unify, who's been sharing us out to the world. And speaking of sharing, we want all of you who are watching, share this out to the world. We automatically cross-post on about 20 different Facebook pages, but then you watching, whether you're in our webinar room, and we've got about, almost 300 people that are in our webinar room right now, or whether you're already watching live on Facebook, share this. It's a wonderful way to introduce our work, these amazing speakers, this vision of unity, and amazing musical performance we're going to meet tonight. It's a way to get us out to the world. We're creating beautifully. You know, it appears that the old system, the old paradigm is like the last gasp of a dying caterpillar. But we are the butterfly cells. We're the imaginal cells, and we're all fighting each other. We're finding each other now digitally. And this week, World Unity Week, is taking this digital connection to a whole nother level. And to tell you more about that and our show tonight, I want to introduce you to the woman who makes all of this possible. She's extraordinary. I'm so grateful that she's my partner in this project, Debra Gusti.
Thank you, and welcome everyone to this extraordinary times and this extraordinary night. This is our 12th show now. We've done this every Saturday night during the lockdown. And this today especially is an incredible day. So much is converging and happening today, June 20, 2020. We just celebrated Juneteenth to honor our Black brothers and sisters with freedom and the awareness of racial injustice that's coming on in the world. It's the summer solstice, and it's a very peak time, a very highly astrological potent time, and we're going to share more about that later. There's also a ring of fire summer solar eclipse that's happening. And this is International Yoga Day even. There's also a wonderful gathering that's happening in Wyoming with Orville Looking Horse. That's a peace gathering. And there's even a Trump rally. So there's lots going on today. And what's really special is the beginning of World Unity Week, which we are partnering with and which we are going to be broadcast on. This is a 8-day festival that is a convergence that's not happened before, with 200 participants from all over the world that are coming together. And these are speakers and organizations for the purpose of creating unity. And it's not just about having presentations, it's about interaction. So you can go on in different rooms and connect with people from all over the world on various topics, all around creating unity in the world. It begins today and goes on for 8 days. So you'll see more about it. And we will also post some links in the chat room so you can join their website, which you see there, and join on all levels. It's really amazing what's happening now, how we're all connecting with virtually. And again, the theme is unity, and that's our theme tonight as well. Our theme is from separation to unification, because we've all gone through 3 months of lockdown. We've gone through the awareness of the racial injustice, So many of us may be feeling separate, polarized, wondering what's going on. And we feel the solution is to really come together and realize we are all one human family, and to create a world that works for everyone and solve all our problems. It's important for us to come together and unify. And so that's what this show's about. We have amazing luminaries that are going to speak to it, as well as musicians that are going to sing to it. Some of our speakers are Sue Morder, Peter Russell, Brian Copeland, Theresa Collins, Jay Mayer, Kitty Wells. We have musicians Nina Gray, Melanie Demore, Cornflower, and we will also have Nassim Harrenien, who was going to be with us live, but he couldn't, but he gave us a very special transmission today that will play towards the end of the program. So definitely stick around for that. And please feel free to comment in the chat room as it goes along with it. Whatever you feel, what's ever in your heart, let us know where you're from. You can also still share the Zoom link. I will put that in the chat room shortly. People can still join live on Zoom. And you can also share on Facebook, and I'll put that link. You can share on your Facebook this broadcast. And also, we do a wonderful thing at the end of the show called Community Connections, where you can come on and give your 1 minute transmission from your heart of whatever you want to share about unity, about the show, about what's happening now. So if you stick around to the end, we can bring you on and you can do your 1 minute transmission. And we do a very powerful thing within the show too, is we raise money with a GoFundMe campaign. Part of the money goes to continuing the broadcast in the future, and we appreciate your generous donations. And then we also take that money and we give it out, we gift it out to some valuable nonprofits. So we are making a difference with all of us coming together. And so I'd like to introduce our other partner, Ken Kaufman of New Living Expo, who can say a little bit more about the GoFundMe. Hi, Ken.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to an exciting evening. Again, Saturday Night Alive for the Rural Peace Tribe. We have a new name. We changed it a little bit. Anyway, so just before I go into the GoFundMe thing, our journey together begins this solstice, this June 21st, the summer solstice. It was chosen as the energy of this time is all about igniting our inner fire and diving deeper into our own innate wisdom and intuition. June 21st is also the new moon, a powerful time for new beginnings. So we're on the thrust of it right now. And just as Debra was saying, and we really need to reiterate that our GoFundMe page supports nonprofits and individuals. We give each one about $1,000 each. And there's a list of those we'll be showing later on in the mid break. But I want to just say your money goes to help support the show and keep us giving to these nonprofits. And we have John Anthony Foundation tonight is going to be the recipientary of that. And we will put some perks in there too. If you donate $77 or more, you'll get some extra bonus. And just remember that we all need to make a difference. And this is how we're making a difference every Saturday night since early April. So we're doing what we can, and thank you for joining us, and have a great night.
Thank you, Kenny. Thank you, Debra. And we're going to go right into the show now. We had a guest last week whose music and voice was so exquisite. People were saying, oh my God, please, when are you going to bring her back? We said, let's not waste time. We brought her back tonight. Nina Gray, thank you so much for blessing us with your presence.
Thank you so much for the invite back. It's really good to be with you again tonight at the beginning of World Unity Week. Sharing a song, as we step into this space of unity together, that aspect of a world that works for everybody. In my vision, that truly feels like win-wins. It can only work if it's going to win for you and it's going to win for me. And part of these illusions and this paradigm that is crumbling is seeing how many systems have been created with the win-lose foundation, where one wins but another may lose. And so This idea, as we step into World Unity Week and we really activate our power as creators to vision the world in every small and large way that really creates win-wins for all people, for the planet, for the ecosystems and communities that we're a part of and the ones that we're not. This song is We Are Creators, and it's an invitation to activate your creative potential. Hey, Mr. Sculptor, hey, Mr. Builder, when it all comes together, will it make the people better? Hey, Mr. Businessman, Mr. Shareholder, did you write your 5-year plan for New World Order? Well, we're here to wake you up. No, we won't fall prey to old lies. We've been there before. We knew we had the power to change anything, anything and everything. Oh, the future's ours and it's so bright. It will light up every cold and frozen soul, from Rome to Tokyo. Let's raise the glass and have a toast tonight. We are creators. Yes, we are the painters of our world. Yes, we are creators, and we decide what goes. We decide. Hey, you in government, hey, all you teachers, did you come to make a difference? If not, then please leave us, 'cause we're the generation to finish what's been started. Goodbye to those old rules mandated by the heartless. We're here to sing our songs. I hope you sing along. We've been waiting on change, and it's been a long, 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 long. We are creators. Yes, we are the painters of our world. We are creators, and we decide. Yes, we decide what goes. And love is the heart of everything. Love is who we are. And love is the heart of everything. And love is who we are. Love is the heart of everything. Love is who we are. Love is the heart of everything. And love is who we are. So let's raise our hands and let's lift our voice. Let's ignite our sound and let's make some noise. Let's raise our hands and let's lift our voice. Let's ignite our sound and let's make some noise. Singing yeah. We are creators. Yes, we are the painters of our world. We are creators, and we decide. Yes, we decide what goes. Thank you.
Oh my Lord. I just want to ask all of us to take a moment and just breathe in the exquisite beauty of what she just shared with us. What a remarkable way to start this show. Thank you. We are the creators. So I want to invite the over 400 people in our webinar room and all the people on Facebook and anybody watching this recording. Just take a couple of breaths and acknowledge that we are the creators of the world that we want. We are the ones we've been waiting for. And this is the time we've been preparing for. Thank you. We're going to hear from Nina again later on tonight, and we'll learn a little bit more about her then. I'm just kind of blown away. I actually have tears in my eyes, Nina. Thank you. I'm going to turn it back over to my partner, Debra, to introduce our next guest.
Yes, thank you so much, Nina, for such a beautiful opening. Yes. And now we get to invite another powerful woman to speak to us. Dr. Sue Morder is an international speaker. She's a master of bioenergetic theory, and she uses the embodiment of high frequency energy patterns to activate full human potential. She lives on the edge of the new paradigm and is bringing it in to educate us and teach us how to live in new ways. She wrote the best-selling book, The Energy Codes, which is a 7-step system to awaken your spirit, heal your body, and live your best life. And through seminars and retreats and presentations all over the world, she teaches energy medicine, which helps to elevate human consciousness into life mastery. And we know that the concept of unity is very tied to all of this because it's the basis of all. So I'm very happy to present Sue and hear what she has to share with us. Thank you so much, Sue, for coming on the show with us.
Absolutely. My pleasure, my great pleasure. Welcome, everyone. Namaste. Blessings to you all. Thank you, Nina, for your beautiful, beautiful contribution. And thank you, Debra. There is a moment upon us that is rare and precious and so incredibly significant for our evolution. And it is a great call to unification, not only by connecting with our brothers and sisters to our left and to our right, in front of us and behind us, and our ancestors and our future generations. It is also something that is being called upon from deep within each one of us, that within us there are aspects of our own consciousness that we have subdued, that we have negated, that we judge, that we shut down. And it is upon us at this time, as we recognize that it is time for us to be the creative force on the planet, and it is time for us to move forward as if we're the ones that are generating this entire reality. And as we do, the only way that that can authentically be done is if we have done so within. As we begin to bridge the aspects of ourselves that we have left behind, parts of us that we think are not good enough or that do not belong, it creates a vibrational frequency within our system that allows for a coherence or a dissonance. And as we gather these parts of us back together again and find a loving way to breathe with them, to give them a home and a sense of belongingness, as these aspects of our own consciousness start to weave themselves back together again, we vibrate at a frequency of unity automatically. And so we don't have to make an effort to lend our hearts to someone. We don't have to find a way to allow for love to be present in our day. We don't have to remember that everyone matters. And instead, what happens is a vibrational frequency reveals from us that carves a pathway through the chaos that we are sitting here in, that allows light to shine through us. We are a threshold, and it is so important for us to recognize that the high frequency energies of multiple dimensions are pouring right down through you in this very moment and always. And they are here to reveal out from you in every way that you can imagine would be adventurous and loving and kind and generous of spirit and heart. And what we do instead is we subdue it and we suppress it and we withhold and keep ourselves from allowing that which is here to flow through us to flow. And so when we think in terms of how do we move from separation to unity, the single most important thing that we can do is to recognize that I am made of the energy of the universe. I am the cosmos itself. As if a giant channel is who you are and a funnel is pouring into your head, and beyond that funnel is the great unlimited, the divine, because this is what is true. The human being is made of divine energy compressed into a system of energies that flow. Our job is to allow that energy to flow without interference. And when it's time to reach out and connect with our neighbors and our beloveds and to make a reparation where there has been discord, when we choose to do these things, the power of the universe is behind us. And as we do so, we climb on board as the collective, as the one who has chosen to let this light shine. As we do this, unity is inevitable. When we are faced with the moments that we are facing right now on our planet, it is the great scrub down. It is a birthing. It is a contraction so that the next expansion can be bigger than the one before. Because that universe that you are made of is constantly expanding, and it does so by an expansion and an anchoring, and an expansion and an anchoring, and each expansion is bigger, and each anchoring has a quickening to it that is palpable. This is what we are in this now moment. We are birthing ourselves above the surface of the water into the light completely, and love is the way that we do that. So first, my friends, please consider, what parts of myself have I not been loving? What parts of myself have I been operating from as a compensation for someone who has not been loving to me? How have I been compromising myself? And can I just turn that inside out and reveal myself as love? For that was my quest when I chose to come, and that is what we shall do as we begin to allow what is happening to be a good thing. In the moment that we make that choice, the universe gets to do what the universe has been attempting to do all along, was to keep us awake to the truth of who we are. So blessings to you all. And I know that this program is going to be beautifully enriching to every aspect of our lives. As we breathe through it, breathe in your bellies, open your hearts, and allow the great beauty that you are to shine. Much love to you all.
Thank you so much, Sue. What a start to our show. Ina and Sue, just such clear channels for spirit to flow through. By the way, attendees, you may now chat. We've opened it up so you can chat with us. And so please do use the chat box, share with us, and take a look at all the announcements that are to be coming your way. So as we are hearing, we are the imaginal selves. We're the ones we've been waiting for. And I want to acknowledge some of our sponsors, Jay Mayer, who we're going to hear from later today. And we also have a wonderful sponsor who's an extraordinary man named Mark Sims. And Mark wasn't able to join us tonight because he's doing a Sundance, but he is sending his partner, Shauna, and Shauna is going to share with us a little bit about Mark, his vision, and an extraordinary event that's happening. So welcome, Shauna. It's really good to have you with us. Yeah, I'm going to kind of go.
Wonderful. Yeah, first of all, I'm not Mark's partner. I'm more like his personal assistant or personal angel, however you want to say that. And thank you for pointing out Mark is not on the show tonight because he's actually supporting Oval Looking Horse, Chief Oval Looking Horse, and Debra mentioned this on the World Peace and Prayer Day tomorrow. There's a live stream 9 a.m. Pacific time and 10 p.m. Mountain time, starting in Wyoming at Devil's Tower, also known as Bear Lodge, depending on. So this is why Mark is not on the show. And the website, I put it in the chat, is worldpeaceandprayer.com. And you're welcome to check out the link there and get on the live stream if it resonates with you. Thanks for sharing the link.
Yeah, and here it is. I'm going to leave it up for a minute. So you can go to the second link that's there, worldpeaceandprayer.com, to learn more about this amazing event. There's so many things happening this weekend, as Debra mentioned.
And it's actually, this is a substitute event that Chief Overlooking Horse and other elders have come together for, because for the first time, due to COVID-19, Sundance has actually been canceled. So this is a substitute event that they are doing as a sacred, like sacred ceremonies at Wyoming at the Devil's Tower. So thank you for that.
All right. So there's an incredible event that we're going to be hearing all about from Shauna, and it's the Harmonic Convergence 2020. And so we're going to play a beautiful video that describes all about this right now.
From July 5th to 14th, a historic experiment is taking place around the world. A global meditation to invite peaceful extraterrestrials to show themselves with thousands of light ships across the sky. During this window in time, a planetary alignment will create an opportunity for us to unite and envision a bright future for our planet. This 10-day event will bring humanity together in this time of unprecedented change to rise up and unify. Indigenous cultures and prophecies have told us of star beings standing with us, ready to help and support our transition to a better future. The Harmonic Convergence 2020 will bring together elders, leaders, artists, and experts to guide us through a transformational journey. The last day will culminate in a global meditation to make contact with our universal family. The impact of this collective experience could usher in a new era of unity, love, and reverence for all life. It is time for us to step up and take action to shape the future of this planet. We are human, and we are not alone.
So I'm just going to leave that up for a moment where you can see where you can get more details. Harmonic Convergence 2020.org. harmonicconvergence2020.org. And I'm going to ask a few questions right now of Shauna to tell us a little bit more about it. And where are you, Shauna? There you are, okay. So Shauna, how did this evolve? Tell us, I know this kind of an amazing story about how Mark got the inspiration.
Yeah, basically this emerged, like as you saw in the video, there's quite a bit about our star friend family and universal consciousness, and the whole idea, or the dates also for the harmonic convergence were communicated to Mark by this being that has presented itself to him in September 2012, I believe it was. And Mark is just about to finish his book about this particular experience, and you can read all about his communion with this extraordinary being and the covenant he basically made with Teshbar. So the book is called 13 Days with Teshbar, and it describes how it came to this communion and the covenant he made with this being Teshbar. And so one of the things that he received as a download was the date frame, like July 5th through July 14. And he was shown to be playing certain songs and changing the lyrics about them slightly. And it is basically so rich, like what you saw in the video already. We're having indigenous elders, we're having scientists, we're having ET experts, we have religious leaders from any possible religion or a belief around the world that you can imagine. It is a global event, and it is a 24/7 live stream. I mean, there is a live portion, and then it's going to be restreamed so that every time zone can tune in and catch up on the theme of the day. So every day is going to have a particular theme, and you can see it on the website harmonicconvergence2020.org. We have an amazing team on board to make this happen in Unify, and Debra and Scott are very familiar with Unify, and we really are blessed to have them on our side to be able to create this.
It's very, very exciting. And because Mark couldn't join us tonight, I'm going to be doing an hour-long interview with him. On every week, I have a show on Love Coach Academy. It's called Extraordinary Interviews with Extraordinary People. And Mark's going to be my guest next Wednesday night, June 24th at 6 p.m. That's Wednesday night, June 24th at 6 p.m. You can find it by going to the lovecoachacademy.com page, or just on Facebook, Love Coach Academy. And we'll also, to the Love Coach Academy page, you'll see it there. Or we'll also be sending out a special email announcing it. So to have an hour with this amazing man, Mark, who's truly, I mean, imagine you're going to talk to someone who's been in regular contact with an extraterrestrial. And I want to say something for a minute. For 7 years, I made my living producing television, mostly around UFOs. I produced over 100 nationally broadcast shows. I interviewed 8 astronauts, 30 military officials. I was very much in the UFO world. And I came to see that there are a lot of people that have experiences that are very personal and just kind of their own spiritual experience, if you will. A skeptic would say their own hallucination. But then there are people that have experiences that are connected to what we might call the greater world reality, greater unified consciousness. I'm very convinced that Mark is one of those people. And what he is offering, who he's connecting with, are the people in the UFO field that I found are the most credible. And so as amazing as it sounds, it's very special. So I invite you to meet Mark, hear his story, hear what he has to say, and let's all really tune into this incredible 10-day event, the Harmonic Convergence 2020. And just for fun, anybody in the audience that was at the first Harmonic Convergence, I was back in the 80s, I think it was 1987 if I recall correctly. I remember going to Mount Shasta with my friends. Here it is, we're at the Harmonic Convergence 2020. So check it out. Please join us. And any last thoughts you want to share, Shauna?
Yes, and basically chiming into what you were mentioning about Mark, like Mark is a scientist in his background and was very skeptical. Well, and also not just, he calls himself an atheist. So, you know, his background is anything but that would lend itself to, you know, this kind of experience. So as a side note, in addition to that, it's not only the Harmonic Convergence 2020 that is just the beginning. Mark is a person who's deeply committed to creating change, and he's someone who actually not only has the hugeness of heart, but also the courage to step up and is committed and investing time, energy, and resources, creating various projects over the past years, having involved in various endeavors that are aligned with energy conservation, like wind power, solar power. We created an own company with that, and again, more on Scott's show. There is a bill that is being submitted for, you know, green power and the new Green Deal, which is to get California to be sustainably, energetically with green power. And those are just a few things. So it's not only about this 10-day event, but it is about creating the foundation to move into or expand into what is next.
Thank you so much. I'm going to go one last time. Just you can get more information by going to marksims.com. That's MARKSIMS.com. His book is available tomorrow. And thank you, Shauna, for coming and joining with us.
Thank you so much for your support, Debra. Appreciate it.
And we're going to continue to promote this event on our future broadcasts. And with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Debra to introduce our next musical guest.
Yes, and I want to thank Mark as well, and just put out a high five that this event, international event, is going to be amazing. We will keep supporting it. And the emails that you get from us, if you're signed up with us for Zoom, we'll give you some information on that as well. And more music. Music is what really can unify us all. We all know that. That's why we love music. It connects us all. It brings us all together. And this next artist is actually one of my favorite musicians, which is why he's back again. He's played with us a couple times. He's amazing. Cornflower is a magical music magician. He has a way of looping mantras and phrases and musical sequences that expands the music up to other levels and gets you going. And so he's going to be with us a couple times here. He's truly a one-man band of the universe, and he sings out to our hearts and souls and connects us all. So I'm so happy to present Cornflower.
And I'm not sure why, but Cornflower is not, we did a sound check with him. He was with us earlier today, and he is not showing up on camera. There he is. Okay, there you go. You had two cameras, so that's what could
Yeah, I've got one that I can look at in front of me.
Okay.
Such an honor to be here again. Thank you to Scott and Debra, and a deep honor to join with you all in this sacred heart space. This song I'm about to play is called Monks on Main Street. I released it in 2017, and I was blessed to get licensing to have Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s voice at the beginning. So here we go. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope it touches your hearts and calls everyone who's listening to action.
I submit that nothing will be done until people of goodwill put their bodies and their souls. It will be the kind of soul force brought into being as a result of this conflict. But I believe will make the difference.
Let's all hear, put it up for Cornflower. Thank you so much. And he's going to be back not once, but 2 more times tonight because we love his music.
Love you all so much.
Thank you so much, Cornflower. So we're now going to talk a little bit about this incredible Gofundme that we started. And it's important to know that this whole experience, this Saturday Night Alive show, began with a fundraiser. Debra, Gusti, and I did a fundraising event for our good friend Fantuzzi, and who's struggling with Lyme's disease. And even before that, we had been very involved in raising money for our friend Trevor Miller. We'll talk about Trevor a little bit later today. But anyway, it started with a fundraiser for Fantuzzi. He played some music. It was a Saturday night. People showed up and they said, hey, let's do this again. And that simple fundraiser is what's evolved into this event. We now estimate about 35,000 people end up watching each episode because of all of our streaming partners and the sharing. And we created a GoFundMe that has now supported a lot of different organizations. So I'm just going to quickly show you all the different people, and almost all of these organizations received a $1,000 gift because of you, because of the money you've provided. A lot of support to people throughout the organization, throughout the Bay Area, providing food, shelter, Meals on Wheels, the Healing Clinic Collective, Sonoma Food Runners, but also supporting things like trustvote.org to help with election integrity, helping green schools with Growing Together, even religious organizations that are providing support. And then we started supporting some of our own individuals in the community, like Blaine Lyon and Mariela de la Paz. They each received $1,000, helping them with their healing journey through cancer. Last week, we provided support to Dream Corps, which was originally founded by Van Jones. And tell us a little bit more about Dream Corps, and to meet someone from Dream Corps, I'm going to turn it over to my partner who has been doing all of our community outreach. Take it away, Kenny.
Well, thank you, Scott and Debra and everybody joining us tonight. You know, Dream Corps is a fantastic organization, you know, founded by Van Jones probably quite a while ago, and they do some amazing work. And I just wanted Matt to share with you a little bit more about Dream Corps, as he's the beneficiary of the last week's funds. And, you know, just tell us a little bit more about it, Matt. Go ahead.
Of course, of course. Well, can you guys hear me okay, by the way? So I want to make sure you can hear me. Yes, well, thank you so much again. And thank you, Cornflower, for that beautiful musical interlude. I was thinking a little bit about how, you know, it's not my revolution if I can't dance to it. And it was just a beautiful way to really sort of liven our spirits. So yeah, so Dream Corps is a beautiful organization. We're a nonprofit, as Ken had said, you know, founded by Van Jones, actually back in 2015. So we're actually not that old in that sense, though. Van has been, you know, in the movement for many years now. And so Dream Corps, we're an organization, we work to close prison doors and open doors of opportunity. And so, you know, what we really try to do is focus on just, you know, it's been interesting to think about, you know, with COVID happening, and with, you know, all of these awful, you know, police murders that have been happening. Really trying to think about, you know, what can we do in this moment, right? There's just so much anger that's happening, and there's, you know, a lot of empathy. And so Dream Corps, I think we really sort of sit in a prime position to be able to help speak to people in this moment, just because, you know, Cut 50 is our criminal justice program. So we work to help eliminate mass incarceration. But early on, you know, when Van was working, he realized, you know, if we're just doing that, you know, that's not going to be enough to help, you know, address racism, because once folks get out of prison, we want them to be able to have, you know, strong paths to opportunity in the future. And so, you know, that was why we ended up creating Dream Corps Tech, as well as Green for All, to think about, you know, what are the jobs of the future that we want folks to be able to participate in. So that's a little bit about what Dream Corps Tech does, is really preparing people of color, folks from low-income communities to become, you know, acquire full-time jobs in the tech sector. So yeah, so there's that, which is one element of Dream Corps. And then I think in general, Van, you know, just from some of the conversations I've had with him, is also very focused in the heart space, and knowing that, you know, when we want political change to happen, we can't always be talking from this headspace, because that doesn't reach people, right? That doesn't really grab your heart. And so, you know, the way that he always thinks about things is you start human and you stay human. Whether or not, you know, you come from a liberal perspective or a conservative perspective, we're all humans, right? And we all have, you know, very similar needs in a lot of ways. And there's a lot of different things in this world that try to divide us. And I know that the theme for this week is unity. So, you know, a lot of what we do at Dream Corps, whether it's, you know, on the policy side of actually trying to build a bipartisan coalition to address climate change, which is, you know, as you know, one of the growing, most important threats of our time, to criminal justice reform. I know Nisha, our CEO, had talked last week a little bit about our work to help bring the First Step Act in, which was, the most significant criminal justice reform legislation that happened in a generation. And it was backed by both liberals and conservatives because, our team realized that, we all have a vested interest in repairing this broken system. So we're just so grateful for your support from the Global Peace Tribe, from everyone who's viewing this and attending this. And we're just glad to be able to support and would love to just, stay connected and be part of this movement. So thank you.
Great. Thank you for joining us and being with us, telling us a little bit about that, Matt. And Debra has put into the chat box the link where you can learn more about Dream Core. And I just want to offer a genuine request. We've got about over 400 people in our webinar room and thousands watching. Please donate. We really appreciate those of you who have donated. For those of you who have donated before, donate again. We really are providing a lot of support to our community, to our organizations. And even if it's just $5, $10, this is an incredible show. And I'm really proud of the shows we've put together. All of our speakers, our musicians, they're all volunteering their time to provide you, our audience, with inspiration. And so we haven't charged admission for it, but we really are asking for everyone now. Be generous, open your hearts, and that'll allow us to provide more support. We've learned of some really wonderful new organizations that we want to support. There's other members of our community that need our help. So I'm really asking all of you, if you're gaining as much as you are, as I think you are from this show, please provide support. We really would appreciate that. Thank you very much. And I'm going to turn it back over to Debra to introduce our next speaker.
And I want to share specifically, we put the link in the chat room for the GoFundMe, but if you're on Facebook or if you're on any other modality, you can just go to GoFundMe and search Global Peace Tribe, and that'll bring up our GoFundMe. So that's how you can ping us with your love money. So I appreciate that very much. And now we are going to have a very special guest. Brian Copeland is an award-winning actor, comedian, playwright, author, television and radio talk show host based in San Francisco. He began his career as a stand-up comedian and in San Francisco venues, and he's traveled with Smokey Robinson, Aretha Franklin, Dionne Warwick, a lot of cool people, but he's most well known for, in 2004, he debuted his first one-man play, Not a Genuine Black Man, at the Marsh in San Francisco. And that's become one of the longest running solo shows in San Francisco with 800 performances. And he has his own ongoing podcast happening, and he's got a lot to share with us about what's going on in the world and his perspective on unity, or whatever he wants his heart to share. So thank you, Brian, for coming on with us.
Well, thank you very much for having me. It's an honor. I look at all of this great talent and all of the great words that came before me, and it's like, I don't know that I can follow this. First, before I start, I want to apologize for this is what you wear when you haven't had a haircut in 3.5 weeks. And I take this off and I look like Frederick Douglass, who, according to Trump, is doing a very, very good job right now. I had a soul-stirring experience I want to share with you over the course of the last couple of weeks. Actually, about 2 weeks ago, Monday. I live in a little town called San Leandro that is borders Oakland to the south, right to the south of Oakland. I've lived here in San Leandro since I was 8 years old in 1972. And when I moved here in 1972, it was considered one of the most racist suburbs around because of housing discrimination and redlining and police practices and policies. The city was 99.99% white and us. So I grew up in this town, walking around, having store managers follow me from aisle to aisle in the store. I was frisked for the first time when I was 8 years old on my way to the park with my baseball bat. And I was frisked by a police officer who took me home to my mother and then told my mother I was using the bat as a weapon, which is a felony. I grew up with grown-ups driving down the street and yelling the N-word out the window at me. Yeah, I'm just an 8-year-old, 9-year-old kid, and I don't understand why there's so much animosity. Well, the city's changed. The city's changed greatly. According to the most recent census, the 2010 census, San Leandro, California is now one of the most diverse cities in the country. When you look at the demographics of African Americans or Latinos or whites or Asians, San Leandro closely mirrors that. It's now a city that looks like America. So 2 weeks ago tomorrow, there was a peaceful protest that we had here in town to protest police violence and to protest police brutality. And it was peaceful. There were no problems. And then after the peaceful protest was over, all these other people came and they looted and they destroyed and they disrupted. And I was at home and kind of getting alerts on Nextdoor from people in the community going, this is going on, and this is going on, and there's that. And then the next day, Monday, my city council woman came and knocked on my door and wanted to know if I would go and survey what had gone on. And I said, sure, I'll go and take a look. And our mall, Mayfair Mall, had been practically destroyed. The outlet stores had been destroyed. GameStop had been destroyed. The AT&T store had been destroyed. There are two Walmarts. One was just gutted. The other one they actually set fire to. What really got to me were the small business people. You know, there were people who, one gentleman I know who owns a jewelry store, he's third generation. And I guess they got into his store and he had nothing out to steal. So they just smashed everything because there was nothing there to steal. And I started to think to myself, why would somebody do this? What is the motivation behind the violence, especially when there's so many people who are trying to peacefully get a message across? And it hit me that what does anybody do crazy things to get attention for? And that is they want to be heard. These are people, of course, there were opportunists, of course, but there are people who want to be heard. Now, this is Unity Week. And in order to have unity, in order to come together, you've got to have some kind of understanding for who the other person is, who have some kind of a connection with other people. You have to listen to them, whether you agree with them or whether you don't. You know, you have to listen. And it's all, we find ourselves here in the Bay Area in a bubble a lot, where we will listen to people whose opinions mirror our own, or who will reinforce what it is that we already believe. And you really don't learn anything by talking to people who already agree with you. Where you learn something is by talking with people who don't agree with you. So I've never seen in my entire time on this earth, this country and this world more polarized than it is now, especially America being so polarized. If you believe politically one way, you're evil. If you believe politically the other way, then the other group thinks that you're evil. And the only way that we're going to heal, the only way we're going to come together is if we can find a way, not just to talk, but a way to listen. To me, that's what unity means. You know, unity means listen, okay? I don't agree with you, but you know what? We're still all in this together. We're still all in this together. I'm not the only one who's wearing a hoodie right now, who's wearing a beanie right now because I haven't had a haircut in 3.5 months, because we're all in this together. We're all unified in what's going on right now. We've got the worst pandemic that's happened in this country in a century, the biggest economic collapse in 90 years, and the greatest social unrest in 50 years. So when you put all of that together, unless we are unified, unless we can find common ground, unless we can find unity, it's unify or die. That's what it is. But I believe that we have the opportunity here for this to be our finest hour, not just in America, but around the world. We have a real opportunity here now for this to be our finest hour. Coming back here to the United States, in terms of what is going on in policing and what has gone on in policing for decades, the mistreatment of brown people and of Black people in this country is something that was never really taken seriously. Every 20 years or so, there'd be some uprising, like, you know, the 1965 Watts riot or the Rodney King riots or what happened in Ferguson. And then people would talk about it a little bit, and we need to change this, that, the other thing, or change police training. And it ends up that nothing ends up happening. We end up in the same place. This is different. There's something about what happened to George Floyd that is different, and that makes us look at this in a different way. I can't tell you how many people I know, white friends of mine, who have called me to ask me about my experiences growing up with white police officers, my experience driving down the street. and being pulled over because I was on a date with a girl who was a white blonde girl. So I got pulled over by the police and wanted to just ask her if she was okay. You know, I'd never had them actually inquire and want to hear what it is that I had to say on that issue. I want to hear these stories because, again, by hearing these stories, then you get some kind of understanding. And once you got understanding, then you can unify. So I want to thank you very, very much for having me. It's just, it's really an honor. And this is just an amazing, amazing show. And I'm not going to ever miss this show again. So thanks very much for having me. And just remember, listen, you cannot have unity if you're not willing to listen. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much, Brian. Thank you. Thank you. Over the last few weeks, since the horrific murder of George Floyd, and I think all of us watching this extraordinarily painful video of a man slowly murdered, we no longer could turn away. And Love Coach Academy and Saturday Night Live has really been doing our best to bring a lot of voices from the community, and especially Black voices. Last week's entire show was all people of African American heritage, singing, doing music, and 8 different speakers. So I invite you to go back and you can watch that show. Also, Love Coach Academy, for the past 3 weeks, every Friday night, we've had a show called Straight Talk, dedicated to just listening to Black leaders. And again, I'll put a link in where you can find it, or just go to the Love Coach Academy page on Facebook. And you can go into videos and watch these very important interviews where we're talking with beautiful, profound leaders that are helping us to understand the kind of experience that Brian talked about. They're helping us to understand what it's like for people of different color, what they're going through. But all the leaders we've chosen are also people that are looking at the big picture and helping us to direct our attention. So I really want to invite all of us to make that effort. And of course, there's going to be so many amazing programs this week throughout on the World Unity Week channel, which we'll talk a little bit about later on. And another amazing person that has touched our lives. I mean, really, I was in tears after the first song. I couldn't put the camera on myself because I was so choked up. I'm so grateful to have Nina with us, and she's going to bless us with another song.
Thank you. Brian, thank you so much for your words, your wisdom, experience. And, you know, I appreciated what Matt was saying, because that very much echoes this sentiment of the second song I wanted to share. This transition from this mental space, and what you spoke of too, Brian, you know, if we're always occupied with what we're doing, or certain groups are unwilling to listen, and it continues to stay in this headspace, we never get to the heart of the matter. And we never have this opportunity to connect human to human, heart to heart, soul to soul. And we miss a great opportunity to do that. So this song is called I Am, to speak to the heart of the matter. I am not this body. I am not this skin. I am not these words. And I am not these sins. No, no. And I am not my name. I am not this voice. I am everything. I am nothing. I am but one choice. And I choose love. I choose freedom from my mind. I choose my destiny. I choose the best in me. In darkness, I choose light. I choose love. 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 Well, I am not a preacher. I am not a child. Well, I am a believer. It's staying youthful. It's staying wild. Well, I am beyond human. No, but I'm no animal. You can bet I'm no different than you, than you, than you. But you can call me what you want. Still, I choose love. I choose freedom from my mind. Oh, I choose the best in me. I choose the best in me, my destiny. I choose life. Well, I choose love. Oh, I choose love. Ooh, I choose love. For every heartbreak, for every heartbreak on the mend, for everyone starting all over again. You're feeling beat down, battered and bruised. Feeling like you just can't do it. You just can't do it. No, 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 no. For everyone starting over again. Heartbreak on the mend. Feeling beat down, battered and bruised. You got a problem, I got a solution. It's L-O-L-O-L-O-V-E. It's that L-O-L-O-L-O-V-E. It's that L-O-L-O-L-O-V-E. The L-O-L-O-L-O-L-O-L-O-L-O-L-O. It's that L-O-V-E. That L-O-V-E love that starts inside of us, that wants to lift us up. It's that L-O-L-O-L-O-L-O-L-O-L-O-V-E love. It's that L-O-V-E love inside of us. Sending love to ya. Sending love to ya.
I want to just thank you so much, Nina. And guess what? You all can have direct contact with her. She provides soul expression sessions. They're guided one-on-one sessions, all about how to answer the call, singing your truth, expressing your voice. Tell us a little bit, Nina, about what you offer.
Absolutely. In this time, especially, I know many more people are getting this urge to write their truth, to speak their truth, to sing. As we shift from this paradigm of survival into thriving, where we're all activated to our highest creative potential, a natural output of that is creativity, is musicality, is expression. So I love working with people who are venturing into that space and want to activate more of their throat chakra, want to activate their truth and really speak from an authentic place, sing from an authentic place, and have some guidance on that journey.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Nina.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And speaking of thank you, I want to acknowledge all the people that have been donating. And no interview, no amount is too small. So I'm actually going to just say very quickly, thank you to Brittany, David, DL, Jewel, Debra, Michelle, Linda, Lorna, Carol, Arizu, Betty, Debra, Candace, another Debra, and Victoria, and this person anonymous who just keeps donating over and over and over. Thank you very, very much for your support. And please, let's keep it coming in. So we're going to acknowledge one of our other sponsors, and it's Light Touch, but it's also in collaboration with my company, Love Coach Academy. And together we have been providing a lot of support. And so here's just a brief little video to tell you a little bit more about Love Coach Academy and Light Touch. The Love Coach Academy is a collective of individuals. We've helped thousands around the world to overcome challenges and to have greater relationships through understanding each other. We combine the wisdom of Marshall Rosenberg, founder of Nonviolent Communication, with emotional intelligence skill building, creating tools to change our neural pathways, which allow us to go from reptile brain reactivity into frontal lobe responsiveness. Under the leadership of Scott Catamas and his core group of coaches, we are excited to announce our new partnership with Jay Mayer and Light Touch. We are adding his techniques to our collective tool belts. Please join our upcoming free online webinars, giving you the support to thrive. And again, Love Coach Academy provides free online webinars every day, 9 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the evening Pacific time. And thank you very much to Jay Mayer. We're going to hear from Jay briefly. There he is. We're going to hear from Jay a little bit later. And Jay's been an incredible support person, also to our Gofundme campaign. Jay has contributed thousands of dollars that have helped us to support so many people. So thank you very, very much, Jay. And now we're going to have something that we haven't done before, which is a brief astrology reading. Jim and his partner Joelle are going to share a little bit about what's going on in our world.
Do the timer. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Debra, Ken, Lindsay, everyone behind the scenes, all the attendees for making this happen. It's pretty hard to follow the last two individuals, Brian and Nina. It's like, whoa, I've heard from a lot of beautiful souls in my life, but you guys are like the most beautiful people I think I've ever listened to sing and speak. You're just amazing. So, whoa, I'm kind of collecting my thoughts. Because tonight's eclipse is so rare, it's very rare because it's on the north node of destiny. It's rare because it's at the 0 degree, which means it's going to activate the world axis. And it's in the uber feminine sign of Cancer, the first water sign, the mother of Earth. I want my partner from many lifetimes, Joelle, to speak first.
Okay. Because Cancer and Capricorn are just one axis, we are dealing with themes that we've seen before and that are just like in all of us, in all the collective unconscious. like patriarchy. Technically, we can look at Capricorn as the patriarch, even though it is a yin sign. So never forget that. Probably, I've heard many times that one of the best leaders in the world can lead best when they use their feminine energy, actually, but organizing feminine energy. And that's what Capricorn represents. So we have all these energies there. And this is just really, really constructive. And Cancer energy is all about nurturing, about receiving, going within. When we are forced to go within, like when we are pregnant or when we are maturing something, we are giving birth to something. So that's what we've been doing all these like past 3 months and plus what's coming up. So.
Thank you. I just did a little research on the George Floyd murder, and I like to track, I'll make this quick because we're on a timer here. I'd like to go back in history to see where the planets were in other times in our history. And Neptune is the planet of liberation, the planet of higher transcendental reality. It's also the planet of illusions and deceptions and being deceived. If you've ever driven at night and you've hit a fog bank, you know the power of Neptune. You lose your vision. America is not short of great visions, but there's been a fog creeping around those visions and obscuring it since our inception. So I looked at Neptune. The last time Neptune was at the exact degree in Pisces that it was on May 25th, when George Floyd lost his life, was when the Supreme Court issued the Dred Scott decision, which denied a Black man his citizenship in this country, basically smashing his rights, taking away his basic human and civil rights, just like May 25th, 2020. And I found that chillingly incredible. But the beauty of evolution is that we are going around in a spiral, and every time we come back to those same degrees, our collective consciousness is at a higher level. And thanks to this global peace tribe, things are getting better and better internally, although they're looking worse and worse externally. So like, was it Andrew we listened to?
Andrew Harvey.
Andrew Harvey just blew me away. He talked about this. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up by saying, for those of us who are doing a little bit of inner work, this is one of the greatest times to be alive. As Scott keeps telling us, this is what we've been waiting for. So thank you, Scott. Thank you, Debra, Ken, Lindsay, Nina, Brian, and everyone else. I'm very humbled and grateful to be here.
Thank you, Jim. And just want to let people know that Jim does provide Starduster services. And you can learn more by going to starduster108@gmail.com. You can also find him on Facebook and Instagram. Very much, Jim and Joelle. It's been wonderful to have you with us. I want to acknowledge that we are very excited to be part of the World Unity Week, and welcome. World Unity Week kicked off tonight. They were traveling all around the globe. They started on the East Coast, went all the way around the globe, and they are now with us. So all the new people that have just joined us, welcome. I'm Love Coach Scott Catamas, and this is our Saturday Night Alive for the Global Peace Tribe show. And we're about halfway through the show, where we provide amazing inspirational speakers, musicians, and you're going to get a chance to really be uplifted. And we still have some remarkable speakers ahead of us, including Peter Russell, Nassim Harrenien, more music from Cornflower. And now we want to introduce Theresa Collins, who is back. Okay, great. Debra, I'm going to turn it over to you to introduce Theresa.
Wonderful. So one of our special parts of our broadcast is our meditation, because that's where we can drop into our hearts and unify. And with this special broadcast where we are honoring unity, we decided to invite Theresa back because this is one of her divine missions that she's doing right now. She leads an international meditation frequently, at least once a month, called Global Coherence Pulse. It's based on the scientific principles of the heart math that allows you to really go into your heart and connect on a heart level all around the world and raise the frequency of the planet and everyone's vibration. And she does this consistently, so we invited her to come back and be with us. She's a major networker. She does a lot of conferences and a lot of other things that she does. So, Theresa, so happy to have you with us again. Please explain what you offer, what you're going to share with us, and this amazing meditation you're going to lead us in.
Thank you, Debra and Scott and everybody that's been sharing so far. I've been so inspired. Nina, your music is amazing. It's really opened my heart so much. And Brian, I was super touched by your sharing. And I was just imagining this little boy that you were and imagining all the little boys who had a similar experience. And boy, did my heart just really open so big. So thank you for sharing that. And I don't want to take too much time saying anything because we have such a short time for meditation. I want to make sure that we can join our energies into this wave that has already started this morning. I was on Humanity Rising this morning and we did a meditation, and then all day long we've been listening to Indigenous elders from around the world. So there is a current that has already started. But I did want to say something about this feeling of polarization that's happening, and it's happening around some things that are like fundamental to our safety and our sovereignty and our well-being. And it's kind of affecting us even at this very level with our family. Like some people believe it's good to have a mask on, and some people feel that it's not. And some people think we should be vaccinated, and some people think that we shouldn't. And there's just so much right in our family unit sometimes where we don't agree. And the one thing that we really need to do, like you said, Brian, and Tammy wrote something in there, we really need to listen to each other. We really need to hear what each other is really concerned about and choosing. And even if we choose something different from the people that we love, even if our idea about what is safe and what is good for our sovereignty is different, let's not close down our hearts to each other, right? Let's accept that maybe we have some different choices that we're making, but listen to each other so that we can get informed, because there is so much trying to get us to polarize, right? Because our unity is so strong, right? That is the one thing that we have, is that we are already all connected. And we have an impact that's greater than the sum of our parts. And we're just awakening to the power and potency of that. So no matter what happens, and no matter what happens in these little moments where we're trying to choose how to stay safe or how to stay well, let's just not close our heart down to anyone or anything in the process, and just really choose from that place in your heart. So I am just going to go right into this meditation because I want us to just have a chance to join into this wave and put our loving energy into it, because what we're feeding the field matters, and we're feeding the field every moment of every day, with every breath, with every word. And this is the time where we really need to be aware of that and conscious of it, and really choosing what we're feeding the field. So I'm going to turn on some music, and I'm also going to put up a visual that it will be showing us about this wave that we'll be generating, and we'll spend 6 minutes or so in this state. So first I'm going to start the music, and I'm going to share my screen. Let's go to this slide here. So just imagine, as we're doing this meditation, that we're pulsing coherent heart energy out around the planet. And I'd like us to start by just placing our hands on our hearts. And to feel your breath moving in and out of this center. We call this heart-centered breathing. And it's one thing that you can do in any moment where you feel fear or concern, or you feel out of place, is just to stop, place your hands on your heart, feel your breath moving in and out. of this still point at your center. And allow the quality of your attention on your breath to loosen any tension or resistance that you might be feeling in your mind and body right now. This still point at the center of your heart is the doorway into the unified field, and it is always available and open to you. And your breath is the current of your consciousness moving in and out of this doorway. And this is the only bodily function that is automatic and also intentional. And so as we bring our attention to our breath, let's bring our intention to the quality of the energy that we're flowing out from our heart. And let's evoke the energy of care and compassion. And radiate that care and compassion through your hands into your own sweetheart. We really need to take care of ourselves first and foremost, because the quality of our presence is the gift that we have to give the whole of life. Now I invite you to feel the bottom of your feet so we can create a link to our mother birth. And like we are sending care and compassion through our hands to our own hearts, let us send our gratitude for the bounteousness of our Mother Earth and for the blessing of us being on this beautiful garden planet. When our heart is in coherence, we're resonating with the electromagnetic field of the earth. So our heartbeat and our breath get synchronized with the earth's heartbeat and breath. As we breathe, we relax more fully into that synchronization, that unification. In the last few months, since we haven't been so much active on the earth, she's begun to regenerate herself in unprecedented ways. And so in this moment, let's connect with her resilience and draw that in with our breath. And now let's sync our coherent wave and the coherent wave of the earth with all of the other waves of people who are pulsing love and compassion and courage and unconditional yes into the field right now. And for the next few minutes in silence, let us pulse care and compassion and courage and joy into our unified field of experience and presence. As we continue to breathe, radiate this love and care and compassion to every molecule of matter, so there is nothing left untouched by our love right now. In unity and coherence, our impact is vastly greater than the sum of our parts. And we can touch into this place of potential in every moment by simply connecting into the stillness at the center of our being. So one more pulse of love and care and compassion circling the globe all around, everything covered, everything touched. And then bring your awareness back to the center of your own heart, feeling the bottom of your feet, your gratitude for the earth. And let us stay in this state all week. Let us stay connected to our hearts and our breath, our feet on the earth, connected in a wave of prayer and celebration, of conversation and listening. an exploration of our unity and the birth of something radically new through us. So we just keep breathing and relaxing and opening and radiating this love.
Thank you so much, Theresa. I'm going to put on gallery view. We can all twinkle and appreciate Theresa for the meditation.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you so much.
You're doing with Global Coherence. Thank you so much for that.
We could do that. We could do that forever.
Yeah. All right.
I do have a few slides I'd like to share if you don't mind, Scott. Is that all right?
Yeah. Go for it.
All right. Just quickly here. Let's see. The new screen sharing is so funny. Stop. Sorry. You have to make sure you find your right thing before you share anything, right?
We pray the technology gods to always be kind.
Here we go. So I just wanted to share a few things, and I'll put some things in the chat. I wanted to let you know that this music that I was playing along with the meditation is from my friends Entheo, and it's a new album called The Great Change, and this is the key track on it. So I'll put that link in case anybody's interested. It's such a beautiful one to do a meditation to. And as we've all been saying, it's World Unity Week, and our Global Coherence Pulse is going to be featured on the main stage tomorrow at noon. But prior to us coming on, there is a wonderful event called Purpose Earth, and I just really wanted to give a shout out to them. And again, I'll put these in the chat. And it's an initiative to raise funds and spirit, and it's going to be an incredible 3-hour production. Music and visuals, and then we'll do our next Global Coherence Pulse. And every month we feature a different partner. And this month we're featuring Earth Dance Global. They're going to be our partner. And they are doing a festival, a music festival, immediately following the Pulse. So we'll be on the main stage for World Unity Week. And we'll also be on the main stage of the new Earth Dance TV. And so if you tune in at noon, you'll be able to then go afterwards and begin to celebrate our coherence. And they'll have 2 stages. They'll have a Solstice stage with music, and then they're going to have a medicine wheel stage with some incredible conversations. So we'll put some links in that. And then just to remember that every moment we're feeding the field with our energy, whatever that is. And it's really important now that we continue to feed the field with our love and our coherence and our compassion and our care now more than ever before. Thank you so much. And I'll put links in the chat.
Thank you again very much, Theresa. Thank you. And you know, we're all part of the same tribe. We're all part of the same family. Entheo, who she mentioned, the music we were listening to, are tentatively scheduled to be on our show next week. And we're going to be hearing from Kitty Wells and Earth Dance in just a little while. So it's all this beautiful family coming together. And there's some of us that have known each other for 30 years. Peter Russell, I met 40 years ago. But some of us are just meeting for the first time. And someone that we had on our show a couple of weeks ago was a new friend, and she made a very big impression on me. And a reminder for everybody to mute themselves, please. And this is Melanie Demore. And when she spoke, just like we experienced with Brian and Nina and most of our speakers, she speaks so from the heart with so much passion and so much power, and has an extraordinary voice, both a vocal voice and the voice of wisdom. So we invited Melanie to come back. So thank you, Melanie, for being with us.
Oh, I'm glad to be here. This has been wonderful. This has really been wonderful. So, but I thought that what we need to do is raise our voice together, because, you know, it's not about us and them, it's about we. That's it. And so I wanted to put this song in your wellness kit. And you already know this, you don't think you do, but you do. And here's your job. You're going to throw your head back and you're going to sing. I want harmonies. I want you just to go there. And you can use the song, it's like medicine, right? And so whenever I feel like I need to do this, or I need to just remember that there is always light even in all the madness, this is the song that I sing. So get ready. Prepare yourself, because I want you to sing. It's an old spiritual that anybody, no matter what your trip is, you can sing this. No matter what condition your condition is in, you got this. You can be Baptist, Buddhist, anything on the inside or outside of that, this song got you. So here we go. You want to be comfortable, fill up your lungs, and remember, when you were born, the first sound that came out of you, that was your first song. So here we go. Shine on me, oh shine on me. Let the light from the lighthouse shine on me, oh shine on me, yes, shine on me. Let the light from the lighthouse shine on me. Lift me up, oh, lift me up. Let the light from the lighthouse lift me up, oh, lift me up. Yes, lift me up. Let the light from the lighthouse lift me up. Hold me close, oh, hold me close. Let the light from the lighthouse hold me close, hold me close, yes, hold me close. Let the light from the lighthouse hold me close. Shine, shine on me, oh, shine on me. Let the light from the lighthouse shine on me, oh, shine on me, yes, shine on me. Let the light from the lighthouse shine on me.
Wow. I want to invite everybody just to take a moment and imagine, just feel that light that she's called forth, the beautiful light that Melanie has called forth, the light that we all are connecting to. Sorry, our musicians are wiping me out tonight. I've got too many tears. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Melanie. And I'm really happy that Melanie's going to come back one more time tonight and bless us again with another offering. So thank you. All right, I'm going to try and pull it together here to talk because I really have been blown away. And I want to thank more people who have supported us. Since the last group that I shared, we've received more donations, quite a few more donations. So I want to just read again. Thank you so much to Sarah Jane, Leilani, Sophia, Monica, Carol, Tioe, Angela, Martin, and Mark. Thank you very, very much. I'm so grateful. Every amount is valuable. Thank you. And we also just want to again acknowledge that some of our streaming partners include Awake TV Network. They're a wonderful new channel. They've been around for about 7 months now. Please check out their offerings at www.awaketvnetwork.live, L-I-V-E. And also wanting to thank New Realities, Unify, and all of you that are sharing it on your Facebook walls. We really appreciate that. Everybody who shares it. Usually we have over 100 different shares when I kind of go back and I look at the Facebook logistics. So thank you. Also thank you to Spirituality Gone Wild that helps to promote us. And to share a little bit more and give a little bit more appreciation, I'm going to turn it over to Debra.
Thank you, everyone, so much. Amazing show tonight. All the presenters, all the musicians, all the people joining. We can really feel the love, which is the bottom line of unity. And thank you so much for the donations. Also letting you know that if you're on our e-list by signing up for Zoom, you will get the replay of this on Monday. And also, if you want replays of all the other shows, you can go to the debrarecommends.com website, which I'll put in the chat room. And we have all the replays stored there, so you can see all the shows that we've had. And we are going to do another show next week, June 27th. We are going to continue this theme of unity because we are still working with World Unity Week. That will be their last show and will be the final show on World Unity Week. Our theme is going to be Unity, Inspiring Humanity to Oneness. And we have confirmed that we'll have Neil Donald Walsh being with us and also John Perkins. And we're also going to be honoring Pachamama Alliance as our organization that we're going to fund that does amazing work all over the world, but especially in Ecuador with the indigenous people there who are having a really hard time with the COVID and have always been persecuted for their lands. So it's going to be a really great show. And again, thank you for all your donations. We produce this show based on the gifting economy, where we gift this show to you. And then we'd love for you to gift back to us whatever form of donation that you want, your heart's desire. We're going to take some of that money and use it to gift you another broadcast, but we're also going to gift it to these organizations that we've been funding. So this is the new paradigm principle of gifting economy, where we keep gifting each other. And to share with you the organization that we are going to gift from your funding tonight is our partner, Ken Kaufman of New Living Expo.
Okay, that's better. John Anthony Foundation is a foundation to provide a resource for the communities in and around the San Francisco Bay Area, where homeless women and their children can seek refuge on long-term basis. They provide tiny home communities and necessary services for homeless women, veterans, and teenagers. And here to talk a little bit more about it is Victoria.
And I think actually, Kenny, the idea was that we were going to show a video first and then have Victoria talk. So this is a video that they created and produced for us, which we're going to show. And then we'll hear from Victoria.
The problem that defines our times is that of homelessness, specifically women with or without children and solo teenagers. On the streets, they become victims of possible rape and murder. They need our help, as they are all our sisters, daughters, and mothers. The women are ashamed to be on the streets, where they have to be ever vigilant. They become victims to drugs and human trafficking. we intend to address the root causes of poverty for impacted individuals and to end the cycle of homelessness. Let us be responsible for caring for one another. Being homeless should be a temporary circumstance that could happen to anyone. The John Anthony Foundation operates in partnership with cities, providing affordable housing strategies to end the cycle of poverty. Our guiding principle is to encourage women and youth towards self-empowerment to live productive, meaningful lives. Our model is to provide tiny home communities. This allows for the common unity of a shared sisterhood where they can rise up and live a normal life. Join us in our mission to make a difference for the homeless of our society. Together, we are strong. Please help us to create a world that works for all. Our success is their success story.
All right. So I want to welcome Victoria to tell us a little bit more.
Thank you. And thank you, Scott, Debra, and Ken. The nonprofit of the John Anthony Foundation is basically for the most vulnerable in our society, which is the homeless women. It is an incredible time that we are in right now because of this global transformation and transcendence that is possible. The John Anthony Foundation, we would like to change the attitudes towards homelessness and towards women being homelessness. And that would be that they are not invisible. They are not deserving of that. It is a circumstances that has happened to them. And we are all affected by that. And as we come more into our humanity and into our humanness, we connect with that. So my mission, until I take my last breath as the co-founder of the John Anthony Foundation, is to change that perceptions as that has been going on for hundreds of years, lots of centuries, that homelessness is not a stigma. It is not something terrible. It is not something to look away to. So thank you. And thank you for everything that everybody's doing here on the show. And also, I want to conclude with saying that even though there is a lot being done in regards to the homelessness at this moment, often the stigma still follows when they give them communities, or the communities that they do create are created in undesirable areas, very industrial areas they put them in. We have partnered up with builders that are creating beautiful designs and structures. And we have John Anthony Center on the property that is for job training and for case management, for psychotherapy, and complete support. And the women will be sharing a camaraderie of sisterhood there. So this is our vision, and thank you.
Thank you, Victoria. And just to explain, the images that we were just showing while Victoria was talking are some of their designs for the beautiful homes created for homeless people. So thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
For what you're doing. Thank you. All right. And Kenny, you want to talk just a little bit more about our GoFundMe?
Yeah, the GoFundMe concept, as Debra was saying earlier, is the way we support the show and you support us. And we just really appreciate any donations you want to offer to us, if it's even $5. Instead of charging everybody some fee, we'd rather just have it be voluntarily. And if you go to GoFundMe on the web and search Global Peace Tribe, you'll find our site there. And also we're just, so delighted to be able to continue this broadcast for no cost to you guys. So enjoy it, support it, and keep it going. We'll also send out a survey on Monday too that we'd love you to fill it out and give us some feedback as we're getting close to the end of our series. We will be taking 4th of July off, but let us know what your feedback is so we can continue with this with your input. So that really helps us sort of gear our mojo that way. And just anybody who receives, gives us a gift of over $77, do email me, Ken at New Living Expo, so we can send you a gift. We have bonuses on our GoFundMe page, so make sure you do that. And stick around for community connections after we're done, probably another half an hour or so, and we'll hear from individuals in the audience that want to come forward. So that's good for now. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Kenny, for all the work that you do in making this happen. Thank you so much. All right, it's time for some more music. We're kind of, coming into the home stretch here. So to get us going with some dynamic music, it is time for some more Cornflower. We're not hearing you.
Can you hear me now?
Now we can.
Okay, lovely. Thank you all so much. This next song is called With All Things. And please sing along.
your voice ring loud. Hey, when we're born into this world, ooh, we're born into a sacred spiral. The door is open wide. Open up and dive deep inside. With all things I am one. 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 With all things I am one.
Let's hear it all. When I started dancing around, my dogs got pretty excited. So you get them barking a little bit.
That's great.
Chill them down. Oh, thank you so much.
Love you all so much.
We love you. And we're going to hear one more song from Cornflower. So we're not done. There's more Cornflower coming. So thank you so much. So we want to just again talk about one of the amazing sponsors that's really helped us so much, and that's Jay Mayer. And Jay is created something called Light Touch, which is a really extraordinary way. We're going to hear from Jay in a moment, but just to get a little bit of sense, here's an idea of what Light Touch actually is. Welcome to the world of Light Touch.
The Love Coach Academy is a collective of heart-based individuals.
We've helped thousands around the world to overcome challenges and to have greater relationships. Sorry about that. Too many videos in the queue. Let's try that again. We're going to go to this one, which is the brand new one, just hot off the press. All right. Light Touch is a beautiful, simple, and very effective way of bringing more love and joy into our life. Developed by Jay Mayer, these simple techniques of loving touch, affirmations, gratitude, help us to connect into ourselves, to each other, and to all of life. See the beauty in all. See the divinity within yourself. Enjoy this magnificent life, the many senses, our opportunities to grow and to evolve. Thank you for the miracles. Thank you for the blessings. Thank you for Light Touch. So thank you very much, Jay Mayer, for creating Light Touch, for all your support. And now to just share a wisdom jewel. Here's Jay. You're up, partner.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Yes, Light Touch, it's coming right out of the heart of the pandemic, and it's all about unity. It's about unifying couples through using touch to bless each other and to create abundance and success and to reach the invisible forces. There is some way to reach angels and the indwelling spirit. And when we use our own ecstatic, blissful connection that we can generate with our partner or with ourself, you know, it's the subtlety, the end neurons, and our offerings to the spirit are received. It's actually part of the law of attraction. And it's a new transmission that's been around since the beginning of time. And it's more powerful now than ever with today's technology. So I welcome you to explore Light Touch. Come join us. It's here to stay. We're just getting started with Love Coach Academy, and we're really excited because they're healing people's marriages and relationships. And that's one of the most important things we can do for world peace, is to heal love, to have more love on the planet. And it starts right there, in our relationships, in our homes, with our children. And please, we're going to set up even 24-hour call lines, and whoever's available will be picking up calls. And we don't want to miss any calls for people in crisis. We're here to help you. We're here to help you now.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, Jay. Thank you so much for all that you are doing to support our great global tribe. And now to introduce our primary keynote speaker, I turn it over to Debra.
Great. Thank you all. So I'm very happy to present this amazing leading thinker in consciousness. Peter Russell coined the term global brain in the 1980s with his best-selling book, and he's the author of 8 books, including Waking Up in Time and From Science to God. He presents great, deep information that links science and spirit using the world's wisdom traditions and our current scientific understanding. So I'd love to hear what Peter has to say about this very important theme of unity. So thank you, Peter, so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you, Deborah and Scott and everybody else putting this wonderful show together, and lovely to hear all the contributions. And yes, I want to follow this theme of oneness and separation, of how we actually fall out of oneness into separation and how we can get back to oneness. But looking at it particularly in terms of our relationships with each other, which of course brings us back to the whole question of love that we've been touched upon many times. So what I want to look at is something about oneness, something we all share, something everybody on this planet shares, and that is, what do we want? When you ask that question to people, what do you want? People say, oh, many different things, a better job, I want to better relationship, whatever it is, many different things. But when you look at down underneath everything, what is it we want? We actually want to feel better. We want to be happier. We want to be more at peace. We want to be more content. We want to be more awake. But basically, what we're looking for is an better inner state of consciousness. That's the fundamental motivation of what we all want. We all want to be at peace. None of us want to be in pain or to suffer. It may happen, but we're not wishing that we were suffering. We're wishing we were at peace, and wishing that we were experiencing love as well. So that's what's common to us all. We want to be at peace. We want to experience love. That's our oneness. Now, what can happen is, in a relationship, we can fall out of that. And one of the ways this typically happens is, suppose I'm having a conversation with one of you, and you say something to me which is, it's completely innocent, but it touches I've got some little trigger there from my past, or I misunderstand you. And for some reason, I feel slightly hurt or attacked. You didn't mean it, but for some reason I did. Now, if I'm not fully conscious, which I'm not all the time, I'm liable to respond with some attack back. It could be very subtle, just like a bit of body language or a bit of silence or edge to my voice, or sometimes we really attack back saying, you aren't much good either. But this is what happens. I tend to attack back subtly, and then the other person now feels attacked genuinely because I did it in a little way. And we get into this situation where we have two people attacking each other in very subtle ways. It can be very polite very often. We don't actually acknowledge it's going on. But underneath, we have two people wanting to be loved and two people wanting to be at peace. And yet playing this subtle game that goes, I don't feel completely loved by you, so I'm going to attack you and make you feel a little bit unloved so that you will realize the error of your ways and love me better. And, you know, we laugh, but that's what happens. You get two people doing this, and we sort of wind up in a vicious spiral of attacking each other. And that's where the separateness comes in. And it's basically, that's the ego's got involved, because it's the ego that feels the separateness. The ego thinks I am a separate being from you, and my needs are more important than your needs. And it's the ego that wants to attack the other person, because somehow the ego feels good if I can make another person feel bad. I mean, this is the stupidity of the way the ego works. So I just wanted to introduce a very simple way out of this, which is whenever you notice this happening, we can just choose to choose to pause the attack thoughts and wait and see if we can actually communicate with the other person in such a way that they feel loved, because that's what they want. They want to feel loved and at peace. This is one of Buddha's definitions of right speech. He said, if you cannot say something to a person in such a way that they feel good on hearing it, it's better to retain noble silence. He wasn't saying, you know, oh, I don't know how to say this to you so that you won't be hurt, so I'm going to shut up and not say anything. What he was saying was, if you want to say something, but you're not quite sure how to do it in such a way the other person feels loved, then pause and wait and say, okay, let me find a way so that my intention is, and this is the point, that my intention is that the other person feels loved and respected. So it's about changing our intention, or just catching that intention to attack. And when you do this in a relationship, when you have this agreement between two people or whoever's in the relationship, that it is your intention that whatever you do, your intention is that the other person should feel loved. Something magic happens in the relationship. It's like a different sort of love begins to sort of descend into the relationship. And it's not so much a romantic love, it's a love of caring, that sort of caring love, and caritas, which is one of the Latin words for love. It's caring, because what we're doing is we're caring for the other person's inner well-being. I mean, we're probably fairly good at caring for other people's external well-being, but this is caring for their inner well-being, just this intention that whatever you say, they feel loved. And there's going to be times when we fail, you know, we're creatures of habit, the ego comes in and we say something attacking. In that case, there's nothing like an apology. I'm sorry, yeah, I failed, and yeah, let me go back and say that again. Or sometimes just accidentally we say something which triggers something in the other person. We can begin to learn how to sidestep those triggers. So this is just, as I say, it's a very simple practice. It's really the golden rule of every single major spiritual tradition. The golden rule is treat others as you would like to be treated. And that's not so much how we would like to be treated in terms of, you know, what we do in the world, but how we want to be treated is we want to be loved. So love others in that way, care for their inner well-being. I mean, another word for this is kindness. It's being kind to each other. I think it was Aldous Huxley who said, someone asked him just before he died, what was the one thing he wished he'd learned in his life or said earlier? And it was like, be a little kinder to each other. And the word kindness, it's interesting, it comes from, the word kind comes from kin. Kin meaning we're of the same family. And we're all of the same family, and we're all of the same kind in that respect, that we all we want from each other is to be respected, to be understood, and be loved. So if we can do that with each other, I think you'll find our relationships, the world will be a different place. It's doing it with all our relationships, not just our partners, our close family members, but everybody we interact with, just holding in the back of our mind our intention that whatever I say, I would like the other person to feel loved and appreciated. That's all I have to say for now.
Thank you so much, Peter. It's so funny. As he was talking about that, my puppy just jumped into my lap. At the very point that Peter was talking about love all beings, not just, and so out of the mouth of babes, right? It's kind of interesting timing. I want to also acknowledge that Peter is somebody who has so much wisdom. And I really want to encourage everybody to go to Peter's website, which I'm going to pull up right now. It's going to take me a moment because I got distracted with the dog. It's peterrussell.com. And, the global brain was really one of those Bibles of our consciousness. It's right up there with Autobiography of a Yogi and some of the Seth books, perhaps. The global brain was really an amazing awakening for many of us. So I encourage you, go to peterrussell.com, check out the various books that he has available, and he has a remarkable number of books, DVDs, CDs, from Science to God, Waking Up in Time, The Consciousness Revolution, and of course, The Global Brain. So thank you, Peter, for blessing us with your presence and your wisdom for so many years. Thank you very, very much.
Great. Thank you, Scott. And great to be with you again after all these years.
Peter, I got to say briefly, I think it was 1978 was the year. And a friend of mine in England said, I have a friend who's come to America to promote his new book called The Global Brain, and he needs a place to stay in the Bay Area. And so Peter stayed in my home. And so we go back all the way to 1978. And that's one of the beautiful things that's been happening with this Saturday Night Live, and really this amazing time on our planet, is so many of us are coming back together with old friends, and at the same time we're meeting so many new friends. It really is a time of unification. And I want to introduce now another new friend. I just met him a few weeks ago when I started watching our show. And we're going from one Peter to another Peter. This is Peter Melton. And Peter is very, very involved in the World Unity Week project that you've been hearing us talk about. Peter, welcome, and tell us a little bit more about what's happening.
Thank you so much, Scott and Debra, and it's great to be a new friend in the circle. In fact, I just got to be on a panel with Peter Russell a couple of years ago at Ken's show there in San Francisco, and got to have a nice connection with him. And so it's beautiful to weave back in and through with all the different folks, and that's what's happening with World Unity Week. I was astonished. Almost 6 weeks ago now, I got invited to the first leadership Zoom call, and there on the Zoom was all just a who's who of the peace movement and the unity movement and spirituality movements and Native Americans and people from all over the world. And it really just hit me, this unification that we're feeling, and this 100th monkey thing, right? That feels like it's happening, is like there's this awakening, there's a new listening and a new feeling that's happening. And it was just incredibly tangible on that Zoom call with all these leaders, people I had indirectly connected with, but never really felt that, that total connection. And now all these groups are working together. All the unity groups are working together. How about that? Right. And so this program is just out of this world. It just started technically yesterday, but just went through all across the United States, and major indigenous folks who just finished that program, and that'll be available. You can see it on Facebook. And so all the main stage stuff is being re-recorded, rebroadcast out, or broadcast live, and then rebroadcast on Facebook, World Unity Week. And now we have a whole week, and there's like 15 different rooms that you can go in. You come in, and there's a main stage, which is a beautiful ongoing program, 24/7 practically. And then there's all these rooms. So there's a climate and environment room, and a youth room, and a dance and music room. And if you keep scrolling down, it shows you all these different rooms, and 200 presenters, and 114 different partners. And that doesn't look like the website. That looks like the promo thing, but the website has all these different rooms that you can go, and you click in the room, and then here's a whole schedule of live Zoom calls where you can go and hear people sharing about unity and about how we make this work together. And the people that are on board, I mean, just tonight, Brother Phil Lane is leading the Indigenous, and just hundreds of Indigenous, and Deepak Chopra drops in to say his blessings, and just leaders from all over the Shift Network and Unify and Uplift and just everybody on board making this happen together. And then we're doing it again in September for the International Day of Peace in conjunction with the UN. So check it out. It's just a whole bunch of beautiful going on there, and it's been really great to be part of it.
I was able to find the rooms, and we've got Co-Creators Convergence, Peace Weekend, Divine Feminine and Sacred Masculine Rising, a room with education, inspiration, and learning, environment, climate, and food, a movies room showing some of the great movies.
Yeah, we got a bunch of great movies and a Movies in Unity Film Festival. Yeah.
Justice and Peace Room, Humanity Rising, Meshworking Cities, Music and Dance Floor Room, Open Space Convergence Room, Sacred Space and Talking Circles, Joy of Business, Radical Joy and Good Grief Room, the Thought Storm Convergence Room, the Whole World View Room, World Unity Water Room, the Yoga, Healing and Spirituality Room. My partner, Debbie Garcia, is one of the people putting a lot of the Love Coach Academy and Spirituality Gone Wild stuff in there, and the Youth and Family Room. And I know you're doing Youth and Family, right, Peter?
Yep, and I'm doing the climate and environment, and I'm helping in the dance and the film festival. I just got my fingers in just about all of it, and it's been incredible and really nice to add you guys. We're playing you live now, and we're rebroadcasting this show tomorrow night. And then you guys, as Debra said earlier, you're the last show at the end of the week to take us out in style next Saturday night.
Really great. Thank you so much, Peter, for everything you do. And now, one of the things that we add is we don't just have inspirational speakers and music, we have comedy. And to introduce our comedy for tonight, here's Kenny.
Hey, I think we need like a 7th inning stretch here, stretch up and just change our little MO here a little bit, because we got Janish. He's a San Francisco-based comedian who got his start in improv and sketch comedy. He chronicles the journey of growing up as an immigrant kid, hanging out with the mostly Black and Latino kids in the Midwest, to rocking skinny jeans and V-neck t-shirts in California. You can catch him at Bay Area comedy clubs, bars, and all the time in sandwich shops. He is in Hawaiian. He also produces Mission Bay, a virtual comedy show every Thursday night at 7. He'll probably tell us about that too. But hey, welcome Janish to our magical mystery tour here.
Hell yeah, this is a magical mystery tour, man. This entire thing, I feel like I'm in a Scooby-Doo episode. This is awesome. My name is Janae Stralin. My Starbucks name is Ismail Al-Qasir. When I really want to mess with the baristas, I just tell them my name is Aladdin and I watch them get nervous. Recently I had a barista be like, oh, like the movie? And I was like, what movie, dude? And I love this. I love the theme of unity. I was asked to do unity-based jokes, but I'm gonna be honest with you guys, like comedy is just about making fun of people and things. So I guess we're just unified around mocking the subject matter. In this case, I think we're all just united around the fact that coronavirus sucks. I think we can all agree on that. I know some of you might like vaccines, some of you might not like vaccines, but I think all of you don't like coronavirus, right? I think we're all eye to eye on that. Cornflower, are we feeling that? Anti-corona? All right, my man, that was awesome music. Yes, Jay, I love it. Jay, I thought you were an actor from Doctor Strange. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was looking at you, I was like, dude, this guy has potions, this guy has manifestos, he's got everything. You look like you could be dropped in Nepal and run the country right now, man. I'm about it. You got the vibes for it, dude. But yeah, coronavirus, it's crazy. And I'm just sick of getting coronavirus updates at this point. I'm at the point where I'm just like, I'm done. I don't care anymore because everyone's saying something different. Like I'm in California. I know there's people from all around the world. I saw people even from Memphis, Tennessee talk about that, dude. But in California, we have Governor Gavin Newsom. You know, I don't know if you guys know him. Handsome man who looks like American Psycho. You guys know who this is? I don't know if you know this. Gavin's ex-wife is now Trump Jr.'s girlfriend, right? Gavin Newsom's ex-wife now dating Trump Jr., which I know we all make some changes after a relationship, but man, Democrat to Nazi is a real overcorrection. That's I haven't experienced that one before. But it's just crazy because he's in the news every other day laying out a plan that's both vague and specific at the same time, right? He's like, phase 3, we have bowling alleys, but no mini golf, okay? Phase 4, socially distant hand jobs, gloves on, folks, gloves on. And he's just so calm when he talks about coronavirus. That's the crazy thing to me. Like smoothly, he'll be like, an additional 50,000 people were put in the ICU this weekend. Just wash your hands, folks. And I couldn't do that, man. I'd be up there panicking. I'd be like, listen, man, stay home, okay? Some dude ate a pangolin. I don't even know what that animal is. Now we all got to wash our hands 40 times a day. I'll tell you a little bit more about me. I used to live in Texas, which is a crazy part of the country. I've lived in 7 states now, and no place has more state pride than Texas. And for no reason at all, right? They were one hurricane away from becoming Alabama, dude. Like, come on. And people from Texas are obsessed with being called a real Texan, which could mean anything. That could mean you really like the rodeo, or you watch a lot of football, or you have severe gout. That is the realest Texan. And in Texas, I would always get the question, what type of Indian are you? Which some people find offensive. I don't think so, because Indian people ask each other that question all the time. They're like, what type of Indian are you, doctor or engineer? I'm like, I'm a comedian. And they're like, oh, he's Mexican. And in Texas, they would ask you that all the time. Now I know they meant, are you East Indian or Native American, right? But at the time, I thought they were asking, what part of India are you from? I was like, I'm Punjabi. And they go, did this boy just say Pueblo? He's Mexican? And they put me in ESL classes, or English as a second language. And the whole concept of ESL in Texas messed up because no one in that state speaks it well enough to be teaching it to other people, okay? But I loved my class, dude. It was me, 10 Mexican kids, 11 brown kids in one room. People just thought we were the school soccer team. It was fantastic. And we got along super well because our cultures have so much in common. Like, we both come from big families. We both make awesome music. We both grow mustaches at an early age, boys and girls. But what was messed up is I ended up learning more Spanish than English, but I still had an Indian accent. So I was going around school speaking Spanish and an Indian accent.
You're going to have to go
Hola.
out and come back in again.
¿Cómo estás? ¿Todo bien, Juan? Okay, todo bien. So at the end of my first year in Texas, I spoke bad Spanish, bad English, and said offensive things about Native Americans. I was finally a real Texan. All right, that's it for me, everyone. I'm Janae Sharon. We have a show every Thursday night, 7 p.m. Pacific, tinyurl.com/Zoom comedy with new comics every week. So come check it out. It's awesome.
All right, thank you very much. Nothing like a little comedy to shake things up. And now to talk a little bit about Earth Dance, and one of our primary partners, here's Debra.
Yeah, thank you so much for that comedy. It's always good to lighten things up as we're talking about these deep subjects. So that was great. Thank you. And one of the blessings that's happening now of all this tragedy that we're going through is the virtual reality of us connecting on major levels. And a lot of the festival producers that produced and gave us amazing gatherings that we all got to know each other from, got to know each other's music, are now coming together and doing these virtual festivals. And Earth Dance is one of them, Earth Dance Global. And Kitty, who was with us in our first group that we did, she does crystal bowls. She's also, her business is Green Goddess, and she also works with a lot of festivals, and she's part of the Earth Dance family. So she's going to share with us a major virtual festival that we're going to have tomorrow. So thank you, Kitty, for coming on with us.
Well, thank you, Debra, so much for having me. And thank you, Scott. And thank you for the Harmony Festival, Debra. Yes, Earth Dance is debuting our first completely online co-manifestival tomorrow. And all this music and meditation and wisdom tonight. Well, are you ready to do it again tomorrow? Yeah, I hope so. So please go to earthdance.tv. But I want to tell you just a little bit about the concept of a co-manifestival. We kind of made that up. It's our new, like when we're socially distanced, how can we be together? And co-manifestival, what this means, it's something you can do. You can do it on any scale. A co-manifestival, co from the Latin, in association with. And as Debra wrote a book about your soul tribe activation, or as Brian was saying, get together with people different as you. Bring in association with. And as Nina sang, we are all creators. So co and then manifest. Manifest means bringing that from the thought into reality. And so co-manifesting together. But then there's festival, co-manifestival. And festival comes actually from the Latin word feast. So when you come together, you can create something that it can be a feast for the senses, a feast for the soul, a feast for food. It can be feasts to nourish each other. And we can nourish each other on just so many different levels with co-manifestivals. So I really encourage you even to think about it personally, even with a few people. But tomorrow we have an amazing, amazing lineup. Earth Dance now in its 24th year of doing these synchronized music festivals in, I think, 80 countries, 1,000 events over the last 24 years. So we're really excited to bring this one together. We have international DJs like Gaudi, David Starfire, Ganga Giri, and they're coming from all over the world, like Gaudi's in the UK and Ganga Giri's in Australia. We have people in Northern California, Southern California, Canada. And so the music stage is going to be amazing. But then we also have the medicine wheel stage, and this is very important. This one's very dear to my heart. This is where we take, when we look at like health, well-being, we took it beyond just body, mind, and spirit. Of course, that's very important. And we also, because the state of the world, we really have to consider societal and environmental issues as well. So I hope you'll come check all this out. We have the most amazing keynote speaker, Dr. Vandana Shiva. If you know, she is the absolute amazing eco warrior goddess. And she'll be talking about bringing the collective common, reclaiming the collective commons. It's all about unity. She's just got the most amazing messages. And we're following it up with panels and wisdom on social and environmental justice, and particularly looking at racial environmentalism, environmental racism, which a lot of people aren't even aware that it exists. But we're also looking at transformative culture and regenerative agriculture and lifestyles, cannabis, psychedelic medicine. So I do hope you'll join us tomorrow. It's going to be an amazing festival. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kitty, and blessings. And what a wonderful opportunity this week. Let's just dive in to the Manifestival Unity Week. Let's really tune into this incredible, great global tribe that we get to be a part of. And I want to just thank, it's going to take a minute because a lot of you are donating. I want to thank Hillary, Tina, Kathleen, V Grace, Nico, Stan, Maxine, Brittany, Terry, Wendy Eden, my dog. Oh, no. Jay Mayer did it again. Jay made the biggest donation of the night so far. James, Thomas, and Christine, Adil Real Estate, and Lakiba. Thank you all so much for your generous donations. And let's keep them coming in. I really appreciate that. And now it's time to drop back into our hearts on an even deeper level, as we're so blessed to have Melanie Demore providing just that incredible heart-based voice that she has. Take it away, Melanie.
This has been really, really wonderful. We are so fortunate to be here together, aren't we? So we're going to do a little rhythm here. All right? So it's easy. Together, left, right, left. Together, left, right. Right on your heart there. And this song is one that I wrote called Blessings Whenever You Breathe, because all of these things that we've been going through lately, family, is all about the breath. Not breathing on each other, not being able to breathe, not taking a deep breath, or holding our breath. So this is how this song goes. Blessings whenever you breathe. Blessings whenever you breathe. Blessings whenever you breathe. Blessings all around. Blessings whenever you breathe. Blessings whenever you breathe. Blessings whenever you breathe. Blessings all around. Bless your heart, your tender, tender heart. Bless your heart. Blessings whenever you breathe. Blessings whenever you breathe. Blessings whenever you breathe.
Oh, thank you. And isn't that the truth? You know, it is all about our breath. You know, the tragedy of George Floyd, watching him slowly not being able to breathe. The way we die from COVID is inability to breathe, fear of being able to breathe on each other. And yet breath is life. We are being reminded that breath is life. And so let's all every day take time to really tune into the blessing of our breath. Absolutely. Thank you for that, Melanie. So I want to thank Theresa Collins, who helped us arrange to have Nassim Harrenien be a part of our show tonight. And although Nassim wasn't able to join us in person due to having to get dental work done today, he did allow me to do a video recording with him, which we're going to play in a moment. And it's a very special recording just for us. But to introduce more, here's Debra Gusti to tell us just a little bit about Nassim.
Nassim is another amazing being on the planet. He spent more than 30 years researching and discovering connections with physics, math, geometry, cosmology, quantum mechanics, biology, chemistry, and he's published a lot of papers that have been revolutionary. He's been behind a lot of inventions. He has founded the Resonance Science Foundation, where a team of researchers and educators develop a formal unified view of physics, and they develop applications for revolutionary technologies. But what's really amazing is he is not only a brilliant scientist, but he's also deeply spiritual, metaphysical, and travels on the multidimensional realms. So he's able to explain scientifically theories of oneness, how we really all are interconnected, which is great for our Western minds to have this proof, even though we know it in our heart. He's an amazing being, and I'm so happy he got to give us this transmission, especially for us tonight. So I'd like to present Nassim Harrenien.
Hi, everybody. It's so good to be a part of this amazing conversation we're having at this time. It's a very important time in history, and it's a very important time, not only globally, but for every individual personally. I think it's an opportunity for us to really explore our deepest and most profound beliefs and how we interact in the world and how we interact with each other and how we think of ourselves and the universe around us. Some of the discoveries that are going on in science at this time are showing clearly that the universe is not only entangled, that is, that it's connected at all the levels, but as well that it is the result of the relationships of these entanglements that makes it function, that produces the energy, the forces, the fundamental forces, and the structure that we call our reality all around us. So think of it as like a network of information that's moving a little bit like a universal internet, that's moving information across all the scales. And you're one of those scales, you're part of those scales. It's not separate from you, you're part of the universe. You cannot be extruded from the universe, you cannot be taken out of the universe. You're part of this information network. And as the information moves through the network, it produces scales, and some of the scales might be subatomic scales, atomic scales, molecular scales, biological scales, and then eventually, stars, galaxies, clusters, superclusters, universes, and so on. And we've solved some of these equations now. And they're very precise. They give the correct answers for the acceleration of the universe, for many fundamental constants and all this. And the reason I'm telling you all this is because it tells us something really deep about ourselves in this network. That is that our consciousness is part of this information flow of the universe. We're getting information from the universe and we're feeding information back into the universe. And as we do so, we are growing, we're changing, we're evolving. And we're right at the nexus points of an evolvement leap, a quantum leap in the evolution of humanity right now globally. And this can feel a little chaotic, can feel a little rough, just like, you were having a great old time in your mom's belly for like 9 months and everything was calm and beautiful. And then all of a sudden there was a great disturbance and there was a lot of squeezing and it was probably pretty scary. And there was, like a lot of chaotic energy going on. And then eventually you were on the other side of the horizon, and then there was somebody there to hold you against them that was warm and comfortable. And so, this is the birthing moment where humanity is like crowning, emerging, and it might have to do with the corona, and as well with the understanding that although we see differences, although there is differences, there's as well unity. And I like to think about it in terms of a geometry. Think of a sphere and all the people standing on it. and all of our heads are diverging, making us individual, like light rays. Every light ray is an individual because it's diverging, but all of our feet are converging to the same singularity that connects us all, that the fate of all of humanity is attached to the same planetary system, flying through space at thousands of kilometers per second. And this is really, really a fundamental thought about unification, you know, about the fact that we are all connected through this, you know, dynamic of space that we call our planet, moving through a solar system, which is moving through a galaxy, which is moving through a cluster, and so on. And so these dynamics, when we think about it from that perspective, like from the perspective of the evolution of a galaxy, or the perspective of the evolution of a universe, you know, the little difficulty we're experiencing on Earth takes a whole different proportion, right? It all of a sudden it's like almost insignificant, because the evolution system is such a deeper, most profound foundation of the universe. And so our little transfer, our little change is like a little difficulty that brings to a new level. And it really has an opportunity for us. And that opportunity, right, is really not, it is really singularized, meaning every single person has this opportunity to grow, to transform, to evolve, and every single person that does that, every single person that transcends some of their limitation, that transforms, makes a huge difference for the whole, right? I like to think of it as well as like, you know, I do experiments in the laboratory here where we oscillate surface. Think of oscillating the surface of a balloon, and you put energy in it and it's going chaotic. And, you know, more and more energy you put in it, more and more chaotic it is. And if the tensile strength of that balloon is not strong enough, it will blow apart. But if it's strong enough, then you put a little more energy and you start to see like little islands of coherency in the chaotic oscillations. And then you put a little more, and then boom, all of a sudden it goes into coherent mode at a higher energy level, at a higher frequency, and everything becomes harmonious and much more energetic. And that, you know, is really where we're at right now. And our world is right at that point where it's in chaotic mode, and it's right at that edge, and there's islands of coherency that are appearing. Those could be you, you know, and your community. And then these islands are starting to get bigger and bigger. And if we can bring this to the next level, if the tensile strength of our unity, of our connection to each other, of our understanding of oneness with each other is strong enough, then the whole can go into that higher energy level, into that higher coherent structure. Chaos can be reduced quite a bit, and our institutions and our governments and our structures and corporation can align to this, because all these things are people, and people are evolving. And so if we do this, we will be able to do this because people like you and I and all the people that are working every day to make this change happen are, you know, are coming together and supporting each other and transcending all of the things, some of the most difficult moments in their private life. You know, it's some of the most difficult things to overcome in their private life to transcend their own limitation and bring us all to the next level. So I know we can do this. We have the technology, we have the power, and we have all the knowledge necessary for humanity just to thrive. So let's make it happen. You and I, let's go for the next level. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Nassim, bringing us all together again and clarifying the feelings and the heart and spirit of unity. Thank you so much.
Yeah, wow. I loved his analogy about when we're in the womb and we're all kind of safe and comfy, and then all of a sudden the disturbance. It's a really good analogy for what we've all gone through. We're kind of going through that disturbance now. Hopefully getting us all ready what's going to happen in July. All right, we are almost to the end of the show, but a reminder that this is like the official agenda part of the show, but your turn is coming up. We always like to have 5 or 6 people from the audience that want to come on and share for a minute. We ask that you keep it to a minute. What you were inspired by. What did you hear? What did you see tonight that inspired you? What do you want to share? So we're going to have one last song by Cornflower. And then we're also going to play the Peace is the Word song, which hopefully this time will play all the way through. And we're going to see and hear from some of you. So anyway, stick around. We've got some really fun stuff happening. And here we are with more Cornflower. Can't hear you yet.
How about now?
Yep.
There we go.
All right.
What an incredible evening. Thank you all so much for everyone who shared tonight. Really grounded me in my heart and really feeling the vibration from the theme in my body. And I hope you all are feeling it too. This next song is called Sipapu. The word Sipapu comes from the Hopi. On a surface level, it's the center of their inipi, their sweat lodge. But the mythology is actually that Sipapu is the door through which they traveled through the different eras of humanity and experience on the planet. And my interpretation of Sipapu is that it is our heart. And when we come together in our hearts, that we can make it through all the major transformations that show up in our lives. So here you go. And feel free to dance.
y'all can remember. A vibration with no beginning. Chance of thriving with no ending. On this path we merge with one. It's just me and you. As we follow the tunnel within us. I live my life for this, me and you, in this surrender. That comes a song we all can remember. A vibration with no beginning.
Thank you all so much.
Let's all give a big twinkle and appreciation to Cornflower. I've cried more, or gotten more tears today. The music's really, when you brought in that final voice of our theme, from separation to unity. Can you all feel it out there? Over 200 people still in the Zoom room, hundreds, maybe thousands watching on YouTube, New Realities TV, Awake TV, Facebook. Can you feel it? We are going from this long period of separation into remembering the unity of us all. And we've heard it tonight in so many ways, scientifically from Nassim, through the music of Cornflower and Melanie and Nina, through the wisdom of Peter Russell, the author of The Global Brain, everyone who has shared our own different variations of the same theme. This is an incredible time of unity. So grateful. Once again, I want to thank our sponsors, Mark Sims and Jay Mayer. That's Jay Mayer there dancing with his partner, Jan. Thank you, Jay and Jan, for all the support you have given to us in so many ways. And again, a reminder that I'll be doing a full interview with Mark Sims this Wednesday night, June 24th. You can find it on Love Coach Academy. And to kind of have a few closing thoughts, I'm going to turn it over to Debra and Ken, and then we'll come back and hear from some of you.
Just want to thank you all so much. And what we're feeling here is a lot of love. That's really the bottom line of unity. And that's why we gather. So spread the love, give the love. Thank you so much. And we're going to do one more show before we take a little break. That's going to be awesome. Actually, here's my kitty. Okay. Next week, our show is going to be about unity again. Our theme is going to be unity, inspiring humanity to oneness. And we are going to be broadcast on World Unity Week for the whole show. Will be the final show. And we're going to have Neil Donald Walsh from Conversations with God being with us, and John Perkins, who has done a lot in shamanism and Conversations with a Hitman. I think it is the name of his book. And he also founded Pachamama Alliance, and we're going to be gifting them through our nonprofit. So please come back and spread the word and tell everyone about it. And we hope to come back again and have another season in the summer. So your donations are really going to help us do that. So thank you so much. And now, Ken.
Thank you, everybody. And didn't we have a wonderful night tonight? Whoa, it really did touch everybody's heart so deeply. And thanks everybody for participating and staying with us. We sometimes run these shows a little over. We don't intend to, but people are a little more long-winded than we would like. So it just happens, and it just organically is okay. It's just we all accept that because we all need that information. So remember to support us with your GoFundMe donations and look for some bonuses on that. Also, if you do donate over $77, please email me at ken@newlivingexpo.com. As you see in my background, the expo is happening in San Mateo in October. We hope that, I think things will be open up by then. We're keeping our fingers crossed, and then we'll continue on with a lot of our speakers that we see in this kind of environment will be at the show. And lots of them, check it out through the website. I'll post something on getting information out to you. And also remember, on Monday, everybody get an email, and we'll have a survey in there. We really appreciate you giving us some feedback so we can continue finding out what you want. And that really was important for us. I think that's about it for me. Stick around for Community Connections next with Scott taking over. Thanks.
All right. Thank you, Ken. Thank you, everybody. So this is where, if any of you are wanting to come on board and share a little bit, please do so. And this is, kind of your time. I want to be honest, I've been trying to get the pieces, the word to play, and I keep getting an error that it can only play 300 MBs of the full amount, and that's why it stopped halfway through last time. So we may not be able to see it this time, but we'll work it out. Next week, we are going to definitely show more, and I'll show it also with Mark Sims. So please, if you wanted to come on board, put it into the chat box right now. Let me know what you want to say. And I want to just acknowledge, people like Peter Russell. Look, Peter's still with us. Peter's still watching. And I always appreciate that.
I had to go out and take the dog for a walk, but I'm back.
My dog is like, come on, Dad. By now, it's that time. We always go for a walk by now. So that's why I did do a little dancing to Cornflower with her. I also want to thank you, Theresa, for all that you do with Global Coherence. And again, you've got another big weekend coming up this weekend. And thank you so much for sharing a big part of that with us. I really appreciate you very, very much. So I'm not seeing anybody saying that they want to come on board and share. So I'm going to wait for a moment. And while I do that, it's always a good time for me to share the screen. And let's take a look at, we've had a few more people that have contributed to us. So I'm going to go back and take a look. Yeah, we have some new contributors. I want to thank Denise, Carrie, Adriana, Hillary, and Tina. Thank you for your donations. And coming back to myself. By the way, I really appreciate everybody dancing. That was kind of fun, isn't it? Everybody gets up dancing to Cornflower. Oh, and you know, speaking of Cornflower, I almost forgot. I want to show you his website. See, I knew there was something else to be done here. If you go to cornflowermusic.com, and look at how beautiful this website is. Rise and love together, Black Lives Matter, right at the top. Thank you, Cornflower. And he's got a lot of opportunities for you to live stream with him. Look at all that. He's got a live stream series happening on June 24th, June 26th, June 28th. 3 nights a week he's doing it. You can watch now on his Facebook page. This month's VIP is Cornflower, Friday Night Live. So you can subscribe to him. You can listen to his releases. There's a lot going on the cornflowermusic.com website. So go there. You can also listen on SoundCloud. I just really want to put the spotlight on you for a moment, Cornflower. Thank you.
Thank you all so much. True honor to be a part of this, and so grateful. I think I'm now, this is my 3rd offering, and I just feel so blessed to Debra and Scott for you hosting this incredible opportunity for all of us to align and attune and unite together. So thank you again.
Thank you. So since somebody's offering to come up, I'm just going to read a couple of comments and then we'll close it out. Morgine writes, thank you so much, everyone. I feel so hopeful after this program. I teach people unconditional love and you role model that here every Saturday. Thank you. Adriana writes, thank you so much for having these shows. They are the highlight of my week. Please don't stay away too long. I hope you hear that, Debra. Victoria writes, I will definitely spread the love with contagious enthusiasm. So this is really quite beautiful. Willie from Switzerland is thanking us. And that's one of the things that I love. We've had people from Switzerland and Bali and India and Europe all over. It's pretty amazing. Lilith writes, what are we going to do for the rest of the summer without SNL? Love you. Don't worry. I'm going to do everything I can. And I know Debra is. We're going to do our best to come on back. And you know, a reminder that the New Living Expo is tentatively scheduled for October 9th through the 11th. And Kenny has always got great speakers. He's got Marianne Williamson, David Wilcock, John Gray, Reverend Michael, who, by the way, Reverend Michael, we're pretty sure is going to come be on this show sometime in the summer. So anyway, a few things here for you. So thank you very, very much. We look forward to seeing you next Saturday night. But you know, before then, just a reminder that we really do want you to join some of the Love Coach Academy project shows. And one last time, I'll just kind of show this to you. Every day, 9 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the evening, we're doing something. And they're usually very specialty shows, things like recovery talk, helping people in dealing with codependence and addiction issues. Debbie Garcia has her great Wake Up to You show and her Debbie Gratitude shows. I do a show every Friday night called Straight Talk with my partner, Trish. The last 3 weeks, we've dedicated it just exclusively to Black leaders in our community. There's Mondays with the Ohana, Conscious Community Chats, Paul Sterling offering relationship support tips. And tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, I'll be doing
my weekly Sacred Sunday show, which is going to be carried by the World Unity Week people. I'm excited about that. So join us. You can get all the information. Just go to lovecoachacademy.com events, or go to the Love Coach Academy page, and you can find out all about our live shows that way. All right, everybody.
We got one candidate that showed up.
All right, who's that?
That's me,
Azura?
Arezu.
Azura.
Hi, everybody. Here is Arezu from Germany. Actually, it is my first time here. Can you hear me? Excuse
Yes,
me.
we can hear you, and I just found you, so now we can see you.
Wonderful. So that is my first time joining you. It was 4 a.m., 4:30 a.m. here in Germany. It is worth it. I have been crying all the time, and I am so thankful, really thankful to all of you, and for the work you are doing, and for your sharings, for the beautiful music. And even I'm not dressed, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks from my heart.
That feels so good. Yeah, I'm going to put the spotlight on Debra. You know, doesn't that feel amazing, Debra? All the way from
We love you.
Oh, thank you so much. That's beautiful. We are truly the global peace tribe, all the way from Germany. And we had somebody from Switzerland and all over the world. And so thank you, everybody. It's been a beautiful evening. Hope to see you this week on all the World Unity Week shows, the Love Coach Academy shows, what Theresa's doing, Earth Dance. Definitely check out the Manifestival tomorrow. And lots of love. We look forward to seeing you soon. Good night, everybody.